Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a fantastic day. As always, a free way to support the channel is by clicking the like button, by commenting, or by subscribing if you are new here. All these things do help with the algorithm. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. Get ready for another very weird news day. For some reason, the news was all over the place. There was nothing cohesive or even normal about it. Let's jump right into it. For those of you not looking at the screen, it says Bitcoin holds ground. Ethereum and altcoins gain momentum. At the moment, some coins are in green. It's about by a good 1%. I think Bitcoin is currently down by a smidge. Nothing looks too dramatic, neither here nor there. I think there's only, there's always one or two random coins that are up by 18% or down by 17%, but those are usually just other different types of coins. The amount of energy floating around in the air discussing that Bitcoin is still going to move back up. Prices are still going to recover. Ethereum still going to hit this, are still floating above us right now. I am quite glad that any price movements that we had going downward has not deterred the mindset of the space, because once again, this happens all the time. We always have like a move down in price and we are told to completely collapse onto the floor and say, woe is us. It says Bitcoin price rally has not faded yet. $100,000 is on its way. Ethereum attempts recovery, but this resistance is the key. They say that the resistance number is $4,300. I find things like this a bit special, simply because we were just there. It's not like we've never hit $4,350 before. It's like me walking across the street, coming back over to you, and trying to walk back across the street again. You go, no, man, you can't. There's resistance. And I've said that. I mean, it's been at least thousands of times before on this channel. Especially the really fun parts for me has been always, whenever I say that there's no real actual resistance there, it's just a matter of us moving past that number and kind of moving on with our lives. And then later on in the day, prices actually do completely pass by any resistance levels that we have. So these coins are going to recover. It is not as simple as a woman walking across a graph bar holding an umbrella against the wind. No, we were just there. We were just having discussions that Ethereum was a couple of dollars away from $5,000 and how it was going to double in price and maybe even triple by the end of the year. So I assume all these things are still in the cards just simply because, logic. Ex-Goldman executive expects Ethereum to go up at least 100% by year end. Like I said, the energy and optimism is still there. Everyone's still discussing where these prices are going to go. XRP price attempts recovery while Uphold Exchange continues listing XRP. There were two articles yesterday about XRP being relisted onto cryptocurrency exchanges. I didn't include them because as far as I know, we received news and indication from the SEC at the beginning of the SEC versus Ripple trial that cryptocurrency exchanges within the US were able to relist them at will. Once again, find the news for yourself, but I'm pretty sure that that's what we went over. Besides that, the other 191 countries on the planet have no problem with XRP, and it's allowed to be relisted everywhere on the planet. So usually when we get like a relisting story, I'm like, okay, cool. They're just doing what has to be done. And it's not that XRP so much is attempting a recovery as much as Bitcoin and Ethereum are moving back up in price, and therefore everything else is moving with it. Not to be once again cynical, but you have to understand that like they're gigantic magnets and the rest of the market follows them, or prices wouldn't have dropped 2 days ago because everything was about Bitcoin. Anyway, that's all the price news. Nothing too spectacular. I assume it wasn't really possible to make really hard-hitting, exciting news stories about Bitcoin's price trending sideways and Ethereum going up by 1%. But alas, Still a lot of optimism in the market. As well, there should be. Nothing has gone wrong. Like, not one single thing. Except for the infrastructure bill. And once again, that only, like, hurts people who have, like, billions in crypto who are custodying it with a broker. Anyway, that's the price news. And yeah, let's move on. For some reason, I could not understand why this was the most popular news story of the day. But sure, why not? Peru is working to develop a central bank digital currency. The country does not want to be left behind, but it is still too early to talk about any implementation. Okay. Peru is joining the list of Latin American countries that are actively working on developing a central bank digital currency. In a panel on economic institutions organized yesterday during the annual conference of executives CADE, the president of the Central Reserve Bank of Peru, Julio Velarde, explained that the country is making progress in the creation of a digital monetary system that will make it possible to meet the challenges arising in the financial world. And then on top of that, it says Peru will partner with India, Singapore, and Hong Kong to develop a central bank digital currency. Why this was the most popular news story of the day? I can't tell you. Is it exciting? No. Is it going to work? Probably not. None of these things are going to actually actively be implemented anytime soon. A lot of the times we've been getting news about these things for about 2 years. It appears from the news it has trickled down to us that these are still in the beginning, talking, trying stages. The only place that has one that is actively working is China. And there's been news about the last week, I say good 10 days. And once again, I question who's writing a lot of these articles, simply because the ones about their central bank digital currency have been like, they now have 140 million wallets. They now have 80 million people using it actively daily. And I'm like, do you know what that country's like? It's not a question of people using it freely. It's that people are being told you have to use these things. If you don't know what the Sesame credit score is, I implore you to look into it, because you are given a pat on the head when you do what the master says. Anyway, so this was the most popular news story of the day. I think, no, there's no reason why this should ever be popular news in the cryptocurrency space. I have, 4 or 5 tabs of it here, but there should be 0. All of these things, and I'm telling you right now, these things are going to fail because countries do not explicitly know how to work with each other. What's going to happen is a couple of countries are going to launch their central bank digital currencies. No one's going to use them unless told to do so. They're going to fall apart. Bitcoin's going to continue to get larger. And at some point, the International Monetary Fund or the World Bank or whatever other large shadowy organization is out there is going to create a currency, and that will be the currency that everyone will be told to use. But sure, I don't know if maybe these particular people who wrote these articles really like Peru and they're trying to spice it up a bit, but this isn't news. This is nonsense. No one actually cares about this. Anyway, that's the most popular news story of the day. I hope you got your kicks from it, or a box of kicks, or anyway, let's move on. In one of my favorite news stories in a very long time, I love stuff like this because the internet's magical. Because everything's there, and all it takes is 3 clicks of a button and you can find so many other things. The Central Bank of Nigeria's governor, Godwin Emefiele, has claimed that a majority of cryptocurrency transactions are embedded in illegality. Ooh. He also asserted that there is no room for cryptocurrency in the Nigerian banking space. So I don't even have to read anymore. Bam. If you want to look at it, there it goes right here. Go for it. Read all the stuff that your eyes need to take in. The most important part is that as long as I've been in the cryptocurrency space, whenever somebody screams out illegal, fraud, terrible, usually you just take a mirror and kind of turn it back around and you get everything that you need in that moment. I typed in the words, I'm not joking. I typed in the words Nigeria illegal and Nigeria corruption into search engines, and here's what I found. Nigerians believe corruption is worse under, I can't read these names. I assume this is someone who is very recent in their country. Fighting corruption, Nigerians must tackle unexplained wealth. Nigeria's hopeless fight against corruption. Nigeria could lose $6 billion from corrupt oil deal linked to fraud. Nigeria is still as corrupt as before. Transparency International. Nigeria ranks second most corrupt country on TI Corruption Index. Every single time thus far in my cryptocurrency career that any country has ever stated out loud that cryptocurrencies are used for illicit purposes. Remember years ago when all these people in the US used to also say that cryptocurrency was corrupt and cryptocurrency, and it was always the bankers as well. And I was like, whoa. We have like active evidence that's actually made it into the news, because that means that somebody wasn't able to get paid off quick enough, of things that JP Morgan has done, things that have been on their boats. And I want to say exactly what it was, and it wasn't gold many other times. So many other banks are doing all these crazy corrupt things. So whenever anyone in a high-ranking, powerful money position says anything about the cryptocurrency space being, illegality, corruption, money laundering, sir, please have several seats, because we all know what's actually going on. And I like that. I don't care for the fact that social media exists. I think it's very bad for the brain. But years ago, when there was this thing where all these bankers were like, oh, it's used for money laundering and cryptocurrency is used for so-and-so, people went onto these bankers and institutions' Twitter pages and basically like screenshotted and sent them links to other hundreds of articles of all the things that they had done, like the discussion that people used to try to have that Bitcoin was used solely for legal purposes. And people were like, that people, I can't say any of the activities, but do these things with the US dollar. What do you think they're using as a method of payment? They're not simply like writing on a tree trunk and going money. They're using some type of paper that has a particular color ink on it. Anyway, I thought this news was fantastic. I absolutely love news like this every single time that it comes up, because it's always the same exact story. We've had news or indication that they've been trying to create their own central bank digital currency for a while, and I can only assume what the internal talks look like, because that's also going to be an absolute debacle, as once again, this will simply be a digital version of the paper currency that they have right now. There will not be any new monetary policies. These countries are not shaping up. And I don't just mean the one on the screen. I mean across the board. There's a reason that we're in the current situation that we're in right now. And it's not because of not corruption. Anyway, I thought this was fantastic. I don't know if you feel the same exact way, but I love when people say things like that out loud, because I'm like, listen, it takes a couple of clicks to really, Anyway, that's the news. And let's move on. Next up, in also very popular news, and I wish I extremely understood why, Fidelity has secured Canada's selection from regulators to become the country's first ever Bitcoin custodian. This was major news around 2017, late 2017, early 2018. Fidelity being one of the largest money asset manager in the world, like the actual planet, that they were getting into the cryptocurrency space. And I was like, it's cool, but it's obvious, because it's all the really big money knows exactly what's going on. So the fact that they're in the cryptocurrency space and then everyone else kind of trickled inside of it, is just money. The move will allow the financial services firm to operate Bitcoin custody and trading in the country, geared towards rich people. Additionally, the move will likely open the door for more Canadian institutions to invest in crypto as well. Fidelity Clearing Canada, or FCC, unveiled a new press release on Wednesday showcasing the announcement. The release quickly notes that the Why the FCC? Okay. Is Canada's first investment industry regulatory organization of Canada, IIROC, regulated entity to offer this digital currency trading and custody solution dedicated for institutional investors, including mutual funds and exchange-traded funds. Most popular news story of the day, or second most popular after the Peru thing. I now know that people do not read or have no idea what's going on. For those of you now looking at the screen, this is an article that came out in response to Fidelity moving into Canada for the crypto custody thing. It says Fidelity approved as Canada's first crypto custodian is a Bitcoin ETF next. Can anybody in the class tell me why that last part doesn't make any gosh darn sense? Anybody? Well, I'll tell you. Canada has, I'm pretty sure that here we have at least 7 different Bitcoin ETFs already. And not futures ETFs, like in America. Up here, we have actual spot Bitcoin ETFs. I even found a website talking about like the top ones. These are other ones that didn't even really make the list as they were just recently launched. We got Purpose Bitcoin ETF. We got Evolve Bitcoin ETF. We got CI Galaxy Bitcoin ETF. We got 3IQ Shares Bitcoin ETF. And then we got, where are the other ones? Evolve Bitcoin ETF, CI Galaxy, and 3i Coin Shares Bitcoin. So no, sir. Is a Bitcoin ETF next? They're already there. This is what I'm talking about. Every single time that we got news that there was another Canadian Bitcoin ETF, and even more so, remember the first Canadian Bitcoin ETF, and the very next day they already had over $1 billion worth of Bitcoin, and no one paid attention to it. And then we had the stuff in Australia, and I think there's one in Singapore, and a bunch of other places. This is how I know that people aren't paying attention. Even the people writing stuff in the cryptocurrency space have no idea what's happening in the space. And if this was framed as Fidelity is now in Canada helping them do custodian stuff, will there be an American Bitcoin ETF? How does that make any sense? Anyway, yeah, so very popular news. I get it, but I mean, Canada was clearly able to do things without Fidelity. So why the news now? Oh, we can do more things? No, you were able to do them before. And I'm going to assume that in Canada that we already have many other companies that are similar to Fidelity, if not exactly the same. I know Fidelity has the name, but money is still money. Anyway, some of the news sometimes, it's just really, I don't understand. Like, I think I sincerely think that people forget very, very quickly. Like, how many times have we had Bitcoin's price, shoot up 12, 13, 14%, and then it falls back down, and I'm like, well, this is, everyone hold on for 2 days because the price is going to go back up, because it's always options, expiry, derivatives, leverage trading. It's always something. And then we end up going back up. It's the same trend over and over, but this has happened thousands of times in the space. It's like no one really pays attention to anything that's happening. There are already at least 20 spot Bitcoin ETFs on the planet. Canada already has 7. I just want to know what logic is. I would love to have a bowl of it. Anyway, that's the Fidelity Canada Bitcoin ETF news, and let's move on. Exhausting, man. Like, just absolutely exhausting sometimes. Here's another really funny one. It says the U.S. Deputy Treasury Secretary has said that Bitcoin won't be more... It says that Bitcoin won't be more dominant than the dollar. Wink. I don't even have to read this one. It says crypto cannot prevail against the dollar. I think the dollar can't prevail against the dollar. I think the fact that the dollar is being inflated into oblivion, and there's no stopping it. Like, you mathematically can't stop it at this point. We know that the US Treasury isn't going to stop it, because if they stop printing money and, like, you know, and not even tapering indicates like tiny slices being removed. If they stop what they're doing, the entire market crashes. If the entire market crashes, the GDP looks like garbage. If the GDP looks like garbage, there are 3 other countries on the planet who are actively trying to take their spot. The only answer is to print more money to try and keep up with the devalued money that's already behind you. The problem is, the more money that you print, the weaker all of the money actually ends up getting. There's a reason. If you didn't watch yesterday's video, please, I implore you to do so, because I cannot tell you everything that happened about the gold versus US dollar kind of thing. Gold, US dollar, and Bitcoin situation that we were talking about, but things aren't looking too good. The only one that's a clear winner, I'm pretty sure that Bitcoin is also up by I think it's 80 million%. Not a fake number either. I know it's something astronomically weird. Over the last 12 years, while the US dollar has only continued to fall in value. You can even see from 1971, like, find charts of Bitcoin of the dollar's value from 1971. I mean, it's down by 99 point something %. Like, it looks insane. So, I'm excited, not kind of. I've had this discussion with my really good friend many times. It is abundantly clear to everyone with logic in their brains that Bitcoin is going to hit 100,000. Bitcoin is going to go to 250,000. Bitcoin at some point, whether it be the next 10 to 15 years, is going to hit $500,000. This is a huge indication that other world currencies have acted as we thought they were going to, and are going to crumble and kind of fall apart. Tons of value will move into Bitcoin, and that will therefore make Bitcoin's price more stable. But the prospect of having a $500,000 Bitcoin means the US dollar is kaput. And also everyone else holding the US dollar. And this is why I try and have tried to fight to make sure that everyone is at least somewhat in the space over the last couple of years, so that no one's left behind. Because once again, you are going to have a friend who is going to proudly tell you that they have 35,000 Satoshis. And they're going to think that that's the best thing ever. So I'll come back to this article in 10 years and we'll have a little, not even a laugh. I think it'll be abundantly clear at that point. Good job, sir. Let's move on. And to finish things off, in this one I want to see exactly what ends up happening with this one. It's a very long article. I'll only read the top of it. A group representing the EOS community wants to delete the tokens held by Block 1, claiming the team has failed to deliver on promises. For those of you who may be out of the loop, Block 1 in 2017 or 2018 created a coin called EOS. Block 1 raised $4 billion in their ICO, the largest ICO ever. There's nothing that has even remotely come close to it since then. Many other ICOs raised 10 million, 4 million, 110 million. They had 4 billion. I was a very strong believer in EOS for a very long time because I heard the news. I saw the press conferences. I saw everything that was actually being spoken about. This is my point of view. However, since then, nothing has happened with the coin. It's been about a good 4 years now. And in my view, we have nothing. There's no, I put it to you this way. Other projects that have raised 10, 15, 20, 35 million dollars are thriving right now. I had assumed with $4 billion, we'd have tens of thousands of hundreds of thousands of transactions per second. We'd have other decentralized exchanges or normal cryptocurrency exchanges being built on top of it. And I don't mean the one that they just mentioned before that took them 4 years to actually, announce. Every other project that was supposed to have been built on it didn't seem to appear, or kind of was created and then kind of completely fizzled away. So it appears that now a group of people representing the EOS community are basically saying that they want to try and get network consensus to basically burn or delete the coins that Block One has allocated for themselves. It appears that 10% of the total supply of EOS was allocated to the Block One people, 2 billion coins to be given to them over the course of 10 years. But now the community people are saying that they want to burn it. And if it is decentralized enough, and if consensus is enough, because normally for other coins, if you can vote on anything on any blockchain, if you're decentralized enough, you have enough nodes, you have enough so-and-so, yada, 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 you basically all come together and say, hey, on the 1st of July, we're going to vote on this thing, and everyone kind of votes. And depending on the blockchain, if you have 70, 75%, 90% consensus, people say yay for it, that activity takes place on the actual network. You can vote for a coin burn. You can vote for anything you want on the network to actually take place, and people actually then implement it. So I wonder how this is going to turn out. We've heard a lot about EOS in the last couple of days. I would love to, and I mean this honestly, I would love to actually hear from the creators of EOS and also the people from Block One to be as transparent as possible. Tell us what went wrong, why none of these things worked. I remember there being a time where it was expected that we would have at least 10 new projects a day on EOS, and this seemed believable because they told us that they raised $4 billion. If we have a situation where, remember Cardano, the news we were talking about either yesterday or the day before, they were saying how they have hundreds of projects being built on top of them. And we can see, like in the chart, the projects that are actually being built there. And I'm sure you can also go into the code and et cetera, et cetera. Cardano didn't raise $4 billion. Block One did. Where are the 10 projects a day? Where's the one project a day? Where are the other things that we were told would actually happen to the network that didn't take place? So anyway, yeah, I am quite interested to see if they end up getting enough consensus, enough votes, enough whatever to actually burn their coins and completely knock them out of the market. I think that would be decentralization at work in its purest form. I thought EOS would be a very cool project. I still have my EOS, just to be completely clear. I have not sold any of my coins. I only accumulate, but it's definitely a situation for them because, you know. Anyway, yeah. Get my phone. I always forget to open it up to the page. I don't know why I do this every single day. As if I don't know that I'm going to be making a video. It's kind of weird. Yeah. Very, very odd. I want to see exactly what ends up taking place. I hope that they still do follow through and create what they're calling the bullish cryptocurrency exchange on top of the EOS network. I hope they continue to use EOS. Hope that EOS is the actual coined pairing. Create more stable coins because every cryptocurrency exchange needs stable coins. And I think they also raised billions of dollars for that cryptocurrency exchange as well. If that doesn't end up working out, alrighty. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters, Professor Wally from Gunbot University, and let's move on. Chris, Hakeem Wilkins, Empire Queen, Stake It With Valor, Fudd, Wiser, Mortified, Roman Gaba, Bitcoin, Ben Arachno, Dave, Tony Ambroski, The Dealer's Den, Red Plum Tomato, Umnu, Wish Nikki, the letter M, Not Brain, Captain Something in the Z-Way, Lay Crypto, Black Sheep, AJ Cut 5, Speedy655, and Carlos was like Mobarazi, Jojo, Shawshow, VB Nerd 21, Miguel Grelay, Lauren DeSilva, Quarter Bitty Bear, Bones Mining, Troy Allgood, Space Case, Need a Miracle, Paternoster, Conan No Skip, Leg Day, Snacky Chan, Tolik Banana, Auspicious Agile, and Blockchain, Navarro Williams, David James, Attila Dahan, Yasha Harari, Utopia 569, Moonman High, XRP, Martin Stoyer, Nostromo, John Sarson, The Anima Reader, Abibliophobia, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Moha Maroni, Massive Ventures in Thailand, Jared Schneider, Wise Knight, Owl 242 to the World, Bankroll Network, Crypto Artist, Goldie 3D, Damien, Setsuna, Richie Richard III, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Nick Mangialavori, Jim Gardner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller Hitch Test every day, and Kyle Skips Leg Day. Yes to Crypto. Bodie McBoatface. Anytime for this Monk's Corner staff. Bake Me a Cake. Tigger Machonisa. On Crypto with Lionel. Crayola Michelle, URL, and Bolero Bastos. Thank you all very, very much for the continued support. Thank you to everyone who is a member of the channel who clicked the little join button below. Thank you to everyone who left a like, has commented, has subscribed, or is still here listening to me ramble on about this wacky cryptocurrency space. At the moment, Bitcoin is at 59,177 US dollars. It is up by 0.05%. Not sure what this roller coaster was over the course of the evening. What have you. Ethereum is up by 1%. It is at 4,200. Oh, look at that. We're only $120 away from the resistance level. I hope we can pass it. It seems impossible. I don't know if we can actually do it. XRP is up by 1%. Polkadot is up by 2.4%. Avalanche is ironically up by 7 percentile points. Crypto Coin is up by 26 percentile points. Jeez Louise. Algorand is up by 15% as well. Anything else dramatic? Filecoin is down by 5%. Mana is still up by 7%. Good job, Mana. Elron eGold is up by 7.77 percentile points. Phantom is down by 6.7%. Clayton is up by 4%. And IOTA is, there we go. IOTA is back in position number 49. Good job, IOTA. Yeah. I do hope that you all enjoyed. I do hope that you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great, fantastic, wonderful evening, afternoon, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See